And getting ready for Korgs and just doing Korgs just wiped me out, I got to tell you. But I have a bunch of guests here and our regulars for the Retro Roundtable, some of our regulars, that is. And we're going to talk about how we all tried to survive what was Korgs 2024. Because, whenever you go to a convention of any kind like that, even a one-dayer, man, there's so much to see, there's so much to do, and it takes a lot out of you, especially when you're getting old like me. Yes, I'm approaching about 950 years old right now, so I'm not that old. I am that old. Anyway, but here's two of our regular gentlemen here. Here's Mr. Retro Rob and Mr. Johnny Graphics. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, should we be called corgis?
Yes, because we can bark at the coolest mailman. I got nothing.
Dude, you're like 4 years older than me, man. You make yourself sound like you're like Methuselah, the Forever Man or something.
I am. I'm vampire.
So old.
That's why I'm so pretty. I bite people at night. We won't get into that on this show.
It's just a mindset, man. Age is all up here.
Yeah, man.
I just like saying that because every time I see John Hancock and he goes, "You're younger than me," or "You're older than me," and I go, "Yeah." So,
well, you don't show all the gray hair, like he does.
I don't have as much hair as he does, so that's
but even facial hair,
yeah.
If you grew out your beard, you probably look older,
Yeah, I probably have a big silver streak right here.
Can you grow a beard?
Oh yeah,
you should grow it sometime.
Yeah, dude,
full wizard.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the second I grow a goatee, it's just like, women, go away. I'm married. Get out of here. And men too. Men, go away.
No one mentioned goatee, so
just full beard.
Yeah.
You need to grow it out and change your name to Scott the Wiz.
Scott the Wiz.
And challenge the Waz,
What does he know? All right. Well, hey, I'm going to bring these other three wonderful gentlemen in the order that they appeared. So, hey, here is Brian from Retro Trade. How's it going, Brian?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on the show, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And here is Mr. Steven from the Tech Buzz. Hello, Steven.
Well, hello there, Dr. Scott.
How are you this morning or this afternoon, this evening, whatever it is?
I'm with the guys. I think you should grow a beard. You can't get it in this space. You can't get enough white guys with beards. Isn't that what they said?
Okay. At the end of season 3, I will grow a beard for a short time, and I will show you how horrible it looks.
Hell yeah, it's got the Wiz,
awesome, dude.
There you go.
But then again, I could be my own Hans Gruber then. So, but anyway, we'll talk about that later. And then, of course, here's Mr. Retro Bliss himself. There he is. Hey, Phil, how's it going this evening?
Hey, man, you guys are talking about age. You guys are all wet behind the ears. Look at this.
That's experience.
It's a lot of experience.
Are you older than Scott, bro?
I got underwear older than Scott.
That's gross and revealing.
Yes. Yep. You wish it was revealing.
Oh man,
like Dr. Phil and Dr. Scott. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I love our senior high school picture in the background where it looks like Chris has a weird little hand on my shoulder, and then it looks like Matt adopted Brian.
I'm on my tippy toes.
Brian.
Yeah.
Let me bring
like
that.
peeking out from behind the crowd.
Scott was like holding us all down. He like put his arms around us and like holding us down, like we couldn't.
There it is.
See,
yeah,
like,
see how the hand on my shoulder looks like it like Chris is deformed, even though.
Oh yeah,
it's clearly Scott's hand.
John to pull myself up, but it wasn't working.
And then like, Matt, who found his adopted Brian.
Yeah,
Chris.
Do we not know what Steve's doing to poor Jay over there? Like,
Chris was tickling my neck from behind. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I thought of prom
night. The longer
night.
you look at it, the worse it gets.
Jay's like making the most of an awkward situation. He's like, yeah.
I love you too, Steve.
Real fun. This is fun.
Yeah.
I don't
Meredith, help me.
I don't think I noticed that, Rob, till you pointed that out. I appreciate that one.
I'll say, though, as usual, the most
so
wholesome
happy,
person
man.
in the picture is Gene.
Yeah, Gene's always relaxed.
We'll have to be like, hand check next time.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were all at Korgs this year, and
Yes.
Well, I'm still recovering. Like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I've slept for three whole days, just about. My daughter's about ready to send out a search party, wondering where her daddy is. So,
Did
does
you pick her
Dad?
back up yet?
Oh yeah, we picked her up on the way. Matter of fact, I was going to show these in succession, but I will show you this. So, on the way home after we picked up Harley, we stopped off at Marion's Pizza in Troy, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
And Harley's a sweetheart anyway, but she also has a new best friend here. So
There it is.
there she is with
Wow.
Rob. Yeah.
And,
So
and my wife was asking me, she was like, "Why does your face look like that?" And I said, "Because I was trying to listen to Scott explain ordering pizza to this lady." It was like both of them were speaking foreign language together.
You're just doing your best.
I really couldn't believe it was happening. I was like, "How is this so hard? Like, we just want this pizza."
I do want to show one more picture before we get into anything else, though. So I mentioned to you, Rob, that we stopped off at a speedway in I believe it was near Findlay, Ohio, or maybe I think it was Lima actually, and so I went into the bathroom real quick, and they had this really weird sign on the wall. And it wasn't that weird, but they're talking about, oh, hey, employees must wash their hands, etc. But this struck me as odd right here. This soap here is for indoor use only. Of course it's for indoor use only. I'm not going to go wash my car with it anyway. So,
I mean, you could wash your hands out. It would work. It's not like it wouldn't work.
Can you imagine people taking it out to go do that?
Having seen the people in that town that night, I could see why they have to put stickers and instructions on everything there. So,
well, they had a hand dryer there with the towels, and the hand dryer didn't even work. And it was one of those like ones that would like blow your hands off. Didn't even work. So,
you can't use those. Everyone has to stop using those. I read a study about those. All right.
Yeah, they spread more filth.
It's just poop. It's just poop air
Yep.
coming out of there. You can't use them. You got to use either a paper towel or just walk out of there with wet hands. God forbid.
On your pants.
They'll dry off naturally.
I don't know. Every time I go in a bathroom anymore, it's like you have to be a Jedi. You're sitting there like this just to get your hands washed.
The cleanest thing in the room is what you brought with you.
Right.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hey, there's Brian. How's it going?
We got some OGs in the chat here. We got Mysticles.
Do not get Phil on his Pac-Man right
Yeah, Mysticles right there.
We got
and Brian.
We got DD Retro.
For the love of God, please do not get Phil on his Pac-Man 2600.
Well, no, I'm just kidding.
There we have the wonderfully awesome and talented and very, very kindly Lindsay there from LO Cool Games. Hey,
it's
Lindsay. How's it going?
What's up, Lindsay?
And then
where was she for the group picture?
I know she bailed.
She had already bailed. I didn't get to say bye to her, but she already spent a lot of money on top of that. And it was her son's 13th birthday that day. And next day, of course, it was her birthday.
Her day, yeah.
So belated happy birthday to
happy
her.
birthday.
And I did get to say happy birthday to her son. So that was
they stuck
cool.
around for the last raffle and then split.
Which that's what everybody
I think
did.
that's
what
what
everybody
everybody
did, yeah.
did. It's like everybody started packing up earlier than I thought they were. They were like,
well, because we were all supposed to go get Mexican food. So, and then,
oh my gosh,
dude, we all had a plan, and then it never happened, man. I was more upset about not getting food than I was about anything else that day.
Joe kept screaming he wanted his Chinese food. That's all I heard for the last hour and a half was he wanted his Chinese food.
Man,
I mean, the Mexican place sounded.
We went and got Mexican food.
The Mexicans sounded good, but unfortunately, my poor daughter was being tortured by her grandfather. If that's not
well,
true.
I know, but if we'd gone,
they were having a good time.
If we'd gone when we said we were gone, we still would have been on track. But things fell apart. So
yeah, and it's good that we left when we did. So it all worked out. But we will see each other at other conventions here pretty soon.
The moral of the story is that YouTubers are just terrible people. That's really what it comes down to. So
that's the moral of a lot of stories. Yeah.
Speak
I-
for yourself.
If
there.
you put that in a thumbnail, it'll go crazy.
I think that there's plenty of YouTubers that are probably not good people, but I know everybody who is on this panel right now, and you are all good people.
Take
so.
this image behind us and just put terrible people on top of it. There's your thumb.
Right.
You guys should be out driving up FOMO right now.
Yeah.
Terrible FOMO bastards, all of them. Look at them
Also,
all.
Xbox
was
games
thinking-
you should buy today. Also that.
Well, on that picture now, I can put, was this kid adopted? That's my new
On a
thumbnail.
milk carton.
Found a new family. Found a loving family.
I'm gonna
Finally,
I'm
a
gonna-
true family.
Finally found it.
So I'm gonna go through a couple pictures here real quick, and we'll just get through my gaggle of photos here. So of course this was my first, actually my second.
Wait,
setup.
that was your second move, right?
That was my second move, yes, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually I was moved 3 times.
I didn't know you got moved. Okay.
Yeah, and thank God I was moved away from here by Steven and Chris and everybody else who said let's move him out of there because he's going to die. Because I was right next to the stage.
Oh,
And yeah, and I wouldn't have seen $1 because I was trying to get rid of all of this stuff, which I only got rid of a few things, which was, I'm happy I did. But then there's there's the second setup there, which I didn't get a good photo from the from
yeah,
the front.
that was the spot I saw. That's a good spot.
Yeah, that was a good, and right around the corner from Gary from Rock Solid, and and Gary's a champ on top of that. And there's
right around the corner there too, right?
yeah. And then there's the Tech Buzz booth with all of their awesome equipment, which Steven, like I said, you make the Starship Enterprise look like they should be embarrassed. You really do. You got something
That
really
was-
awesome going there. And look, this is what's really cool. It's because I got swag from the Tech Buzz. So
What
that's
the hell
really
is
cool.
that?
Yeah, I
That-
had all the keys.
It's a
picked out.
keychain.
It's a
Should have
keychain,
grabbed
yeah.
one.
I got
So-
that same
Oh,
keychain.
okay, that looks cool. I see now. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were
Yeah.
out there.
So I'm gonna put that on my keys, and hopefully I won't lose it or mess it
Or
up.
break it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I've broken 3 of them so far. I've sat on them.
I thought it was a tapeworm at first.
Yeah, it looks like some little
oh, look, I
Look
I
what
feel
I
so
pulled
much
out
better.
today.
And there's when Gamer Aimer joined us, and there's Steven's awesome kids back there making sure everything's running fantastically.
That was a really fun time, man.
back in the booth.
Right.
And
I'm-
there's my lovely wife and my lovely Pittsburgh Steelers fan there, Gary Carnucci. I love that fanny pack. I need 3 of them. Just like I should get 3 and wear them all at the same time.
It's funny because he's actually wearing 3. They're all stuffed inside the one. So
Yeah, he's got fanny packs for his fanny packs.
Just in case one breaks down.
Yeah,
And then, of course, there's the other panel with Tower and formerly Tugboat.
Can we talk about this for a second and how drunk Joe was? Joe's from Video Games Monthly. He's all the way on the right. And between
Yeah.
Oh.
Scott,
He looks
Scott,
drunk.
Scott kept saying to Joe, I'll take Tugboat. You got Tower. And Joe's like, I could take Tower. Look at Tower's arms.
Holy
Yeah.
There
crap!
is
Yeah,
no way. And he said it to him and was just like, he's going to kill him.
His arms were as big as my head, literally.
yeah.
Well, I love the story that he told about the one guy that came on their show. He was just like, talking smack, and he just the whole night, that dude's mine. And then at the very end of the show, he was just like, don't come into my house and try crapping on my
Because
floor.
he started sobering up.
Yeah, and the guy was he was just like, yep, lesson learned. So, but yeah, Joe
Joe is feeling good.
yeah, he
Having
he
a good
definitely
time.
had some adult juice.
what was in that cup? So,
That's
And-
what was in it. He had a beer since 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you could tell though.
but yeah, that's the Master Chief that when I was talking to you guys, and I went, oh, and then when I saw it, I was like, that's pretty cool. But
What is he doing to that chain chomp?
Yeah, it looks weird if you look at it at a weird angle. It's like
I don't like this.
yeah.
if you put the hand over top of it, it looks like he's walking it.
So Gene's in Brandy's video talking about wanting this piece while we were there.
Oh, really?
Like $200
Yeah.
some dollars.
It's
though?
$275.
$275. Yeah,
That's way too much.
it was
I don't-
a Walmart exclusive.
yeah. Well, it's not going to be a Game Closet exclusive. I'll tell you that.
Mm-mm.
Not a
Uh,
retro
Doesn't
trade
stay
one
at
either.
Walmart.
Now, this picture with these guys, I got to tell you, right before Lynn snapped, because she's about ready to take the picture, and of course we're all lined up here like we're in prison or something.
You look like 4 dads who are allowed to go out to Applebee's for the night.
Yeah,
right before Lynn's about to take the picture, I turn around and I face these guys. I'm like, I got to tell you this real quick. I'm like, I am geeking out here so badly that you know, because of course, you know, did you guys know that I met Peter Weller, the RoboCop, you know, guy who played RoboCop? Did you
No,
guys
I
know that?
didn't. Please tell me. Please talk about it.
Well, I'll tell you another time. But so I turn around and I tell him,
A
I'm
little
like,
bit of
you know,
sarcasm, Johnny. A little bit of sarcasm.
I told him, I'm like, I met Peter Weller a couple years ago, and you know, I said I got to talk to him for a half an hour, and I said the only thing that makes this ever so slightly under that is I did not get to talk to you guys yet. I mean, I really got to say hi, how are you, and didn't get to interview you. I said, but I'm geeking out because you guys made my video game childhood. And I was like, thank you so much for taking this picture here at the very end. I appreciate it. And they all shook my hand, and they, you know, just wonderful guys, all of them. So, you know, Gary and Dan Kitchen, and of course, we have Mr. David Crane over here. And I will show this real quick because while we were there, you know, I showed you this before.
Oh,
Dan,
nice.
Dan comes up to the table, and it was on my table, and he goes, you know, if I sign that, it'll probably sell faster, or you could put more on it. And I go, no, if you sign it, I'm keeping it.
Yeah, if you sign it, it becomes an heirloom in my family.
Yeah, and so then I also had a different copy of Pitfall 2 there, and mine, of course, was in a frame at home, and I just swapped it out. And so he goes, well, if you take that Pitfall 2 over there to Mr. David Crane, he might sign it for you. So I was like, well, if he signs that, I'm keeping that too. So there it is in the frame.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Tell
That
them what
looks
else you
nice.
got while you were there too.
All the other things.
Those three, their pictures.
Oh yeah, I have their signs. So they were laying there, and I was just like, well, they've probably been to so many conventions. Well, let's take them. I mean, I probably will throw them away here eventually. So I have all three of their signs here in the office.
Why didn't you have them sign it?
Well, they had already left.
Yeah, they were gone.
Well, usually
They
sign,
left the
I know-
signs. He took the signs.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I was gonna say is you should have looked at like Paul Niemeyer. He'll leave his, but he'll sign it first, and he'll leave it. So whoever
I
gets
should
it
look.
first-
Are they signed? Did you see if they're signed? No. Okay. I'll
Like-
do that.
like any of the guys, like if you go to a convention, and a lot of the guys that they fly in, especially the Pacina brothers, they'll do it too. They'll sign their sign that the convention gives them, and they'll leave it there. And whoever grabs it at the end, they get a nice signed portrait of them. That
Oh, wow.
So keep that in mind when you go to a convention.
Okay. Well,
Sure, yeah.
Lynn was wondering how Gene got Mr. Rightways back home. I'm like, he probably had to check it on the flight or something.
Did
Not
Steve
less.
sign it for him?
I don't know.
Because Steve leaves his too. He don't take his.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been to so many conventions. Why would he
Yeah.
want to take them?
Unless you can roll it up. Like Pittsburgh gives us it was like a banner, and they roll
Right.
it. But
Torg had a banner too, and you can
Tim
roll it up.
Kitzero, he usually signs his, and he'll leave his.
Yeah. I think I'll have to ask Gene how he got it home, if he got it home,
That's
because
funny.
I don't even know.
So
Let's
I was
go back.
wondering. I was wondering what happened to Steve.
It's hanging in the Columbus airport somewhere.
It's hanging.
Some TSA guys like, check this out.
It's Mr.
Check this out,
Rightway.
Bob.
This is Steve Rightway. He does everything the right way, unlike our pilots. So, and here's a couple geeks with Mr. Brian F. Collin. Brian is, I got to tell you, Rob has talked about Brian many a time and has known him for quite a while, but until I actually met him, I mean, what a wonderful, wonderful gentleman. And, if Tom from Cleveland, from CGC, if he is watching this or does see this later, I'm supposed to contact Tom because Brian says he does not do any kind of self-promotion or anything like that. So if we can get him at CGC, that would be at the Cleveland Gaming Expo. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, Brian only goes where he's asked. So.
Where he's asked. So I'll bend Tom's arm a little bit. I'll have to send him an email because Brian's just a wonderful guy, and everybody's just like, oh my gosh, it's the guy who made Rampage, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I knew that, but he also made Xenophobe, so I'm geeking out over that. And he's just
since we're on Tom, Scott, I actually got invited to the Cleveland Gaming Classic by Tom.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of really excited about that. That's the first year I've ever been there.
Yeah, it's a wonderful show. That's the one I missed it last year because that's when I had Larry.
Yeah, this will be my first year too, so we'll discover it together, Brian.
So yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about going.
Yeah.
It's
me
a
too.
3-day event, right?
What?
I think so.
Yeah,
Well,
technically
technically
yes.
No, technically it's 2.
It's 2, but they have like the
They have
pre-show
a
on
pre-party on
Friday.
Friday night. Yeah. After
Oh, okay.
Okay,
setting
so
up and
it's
stuff.
like Torg then, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Johnny,
anyhow,
are you
yeah,
gonna Johnny, are you gonna bring your wife again to that one, or?
I believe, yeah, she wants to come. That's the idea. She'll come too. So,
Oh man,
yeah.
I'm gonna try and room with one of you guys in Cleveland.
I mean, there's a floor. You can do it.
Man, I'm ex-military. I could sleep in the tub or anything. So
There's just, there's not gonna, with her, there's just not gonna be any counter space.
I just need a pillow.
She's gonna have all her hair dyes and products and sprays and
Yeah.
everything. There's just no counter space. If
Well,
you
I'll
can
have
deal with
mine
that,
too.
yeah.
So
Hey, there's Mike from Mike's Gaming Gala. Hey, Mike.
Hey,
How's
Mike.
it going? Mike is if anybody has never been to Mike's channel, go check it out. He has a lot. He does mostly. Isn't it all homebrews, Phil? It's all homebrews, right?
Pretty much in television, and he actually has been branching out ColecoVision, NES.
Yep.
But they're usually homebrews, yes.
Yeah.
But he also does, he was a YouTuber of the year last year.
Yes, he was.
Wow,
And
congrats
so-
on that.
Yeah, and so he runs the YouTuber of the month for 2024.
And he
So-
does a great job at it. He does
Yeah.
he does a lot of skit stuff like I do, but I think in many ways he one ups because he does it a lot. I don't know how he does it. His editing is fantastic. So anybody watching, check out Mike's Gaming Gala. It's a fun show, and Mike's just an all-around great guy anyway. So support him and check his channel out.
So
what
how
do you
does
get?
that
What do you
work?
get for that for YouTuber of the year? You get like a little trophy or something, or
A pat on the back and Twizzlers. And I didn't like Twizzlers, so that's how come I didn't
a
win.
gift certificate to Dairy Queen?
Well,
how-
there have been some notable YouTubers who've actually been YouTuber of the year. I can't remember which ones, Mike. But anyway,
does he hand it off to like the next
Yep.
person? Is that how it works?
yeah, it just gets, so the way it works, every month someone gets voted YouTuber of the month. Then at the end of the year, everybody who was voted YouTuber of the month can compete for YouTuber of the year. And then whoever wins YouTuber of the year then gets granted the role to run YouTuber of the month for the following year, and then it just
Dang.
it passes hands from year to year.
Okay.
And so the rules can slightly change from year to year, although I think most people try to keep it as retro as possible.
Mhm.
But it can get a little more modern by some people. I don't know. Things could change as gaming changes. Who knows? But
Sure. Okay.
But I'll tell you what, I mean, and not to disparage anyone who's been YouTuber of the year before, I've seen a couple of them, how they hosted and stuff, like the previous host, and they, they host a show, but Mike takes it to the next level. He really does. And, I'm not just smooching his butt because number one, I don't do that anyway, but, I give credit where credit's due. He makes it more of an event. And since I'm a Doctor Who geek myself, he has this Doctor Who type theme going on. So, Mike, hats off to you, buddy. I've told you this many a time. He does such a wonderful job. It's entertainment. You're not just watching some gaming show. So it's really fun to watch.
I want to win and then quit YouTube after.
Yeah.
Yes, I won.
well, I don't know. You guys may not know the story. If I can I tell the story real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
We've got all night.
Okay. I think it was June of last year. I was streaming. I do a lot of live game streaming. I was streaming towards the end of the month, and I was streaming, and somebody goes in the chat and says, "Congratulations on being nominated for YouTuber of the month." And I'm like, "What's that?" and so they sent me a link into the guy who was running it into the video that I was nominated at. And so I contacted the guy. He said, "Yeah." Asked him how it worked. He said, "Yeah. People have to go to the video you were nominated on and vote. And they put in your name. Whoever gets the most votes gets voted in that month." And I said, well, how do they, who's eligible? I said, you can have your mama, your daddy, your greasy granny, whoever can vote. They just can't vote more than once. Bake cookies, whatever you need to do. And but it was like 3 days left in the month. But I did have a few votes in there. Long story short, I won. And I had to pick, and so the winner of every month has to pick 5 nominees for the following month. And so, I'm like, well, who do I vote for? Because everybody has a video channel, but I wanted someone that had some, substance. And so I'm kind of looking around. Long story short, I found Mike, I found Scott, and then I found 3 others. And that's how I met Scott. I didn't know Scott. I knew Brian from BD Retro Mods. Me and him were friends. And I saw that he had Scott had done a review on one of his controllers, and I started checking his channel, and I said, man, he's got a pretty decent channel. And so we hooked up and asked him if he would be willing to accept the nomination. And so, it was a very interesting month. And so, long story short, we've all become very good friends. And so that's how that all panned out. So anyway, Mike ended up winning that next month. It was a very interesting month, to say the least, as far as how the voting turned out. But it was really good, and so we've all become very good friends over that. So but they all deserved it. Every one of them deserved it. They all were very much worthy to be YouTuber of the month for that following month. Everyone could have easily been voted in.
Well, we all thought the Ballistic Coffee Boy that he was going to take it, and then Mike just kind of came in and just said, okay, we're going to sweep up here. And he did. And I did 3 videos because even Phil was just like, yeah, you really got a campaign for this. I did 3 videos. And I was like, well, that's as far as I don't know what else to do except for going door to door saying, hey, you want a watchtower? I didn't know what else to do. So
yeah.
But the person who deserved to win, I feel deserved to win. I mean, and not saying anything else against, because Ballistic Coffee Boy, that dude, oh my gosh, he puts in so many hours. I don't know how. He makes so many videos. I don't know how he gets sleep. And also another great channel, Mr. Postile, another wonderful guy, hilarious guy. So,
we'll tell you how much of a stand-up guy Mike is. At the end of the year, Mike calls me up. He says, Phil, he says, are you going to run for YouTuber of the year? And I had some ailing parents, and I've been dealing with that. Actually, my father just recently passed, and so I was dealing with all that. And I said, no, I just can't. I don't have time to deal with it because it takes a lot of work. And Mike can attest to that. He's actually mentioned that in the chat already. I said, I just can't. And he said, good. He says, since you're not, if you were going to, I wasn't going to, but since you said you're not going to, I would like to, if it's okay with you. I'm like, you don't need my permission, man. Go ahead. And he ended up winning it. So yeah, and he's well deserving, and he's done a fantastic job with it. So
cool.
Oh,
can anybody make a nomination? Can anyone nominate? Who can nominate people?
He's the winner of the each month nominates the 5 nominees for the next month.
Oh, okay.
And you have to have less than 1,000 subs.
I would nominate the N Squared guy. The guy looks like Mike.
Yeah, Rocky.
Oh, and I thought you were talking about that other guy.
I don't recall his name, but he looks like Hagar from.
So he's Nerdy Nick, but his real name's Rocky.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah,
he's cool, and he's muscular.
Yeah, he could just beat his way to the trophy.
Yeah. Try saying no to him. See what happens.
He will beat you up. Does anybody have any of their Korgs pickups on hand? Would you like to share anything?
I didn't think to bring that. I do have some picks, but I'll have to bring them up. I don't know if I can even share my. I guess I could share my screen, couldn't I?
I think you can.
Let me pull them up. You guys talk amongst yourselves, and I'll
you hit
figure that out.
And then real quick, sorry, before we get rolling, Steve, are you still doing a show tonight too?
No, I'm not actually.
Oh, okay.
We might have stopped season 1 of Creators Corner, and there's another project I have to work on.
Okay.
I can't tell you what it is. Even if you twist my arm, Rob. Like, you took me into the bathroom at Corgs and you held a gun to my head, and I still couldn't tell you. So I'm not going to tell you here, Rob.
He won't do it for pizza either. So
Then they tried waterboarding me. He had his buddy there that was from the Air Force. They tried waterboarding. I'm
Oh,
not
Tom.
telling you. Not telling you, Rob. Dang it.
yeah, this Joker right here, this
dude,
Tom guy.
Tom's too nice. He'd start crying if you start hurting somebody.
Tom,
Just kidding, guys. He didn't do nothing to me.
if Tom is
too sweet, man.
If Tom is watching right now, Tom, it was a joy to see you again. He's a
nice
wonderful guy.
man.
I one of these days I'll actually have a chance to sit there and talk with him a little more than what we did. I mean, he hung out with us though when we went to what was the name of that place that we went to, Johnny? That one pizza place.
Oh, the Barcade in Columbus.
Yeah, the Barcade. Yeah,
That was. I love that place. That was.
Brucadia, yeah.
there
that
it is,
place
Bill.
rules.
Oh wow.
Okay. These are these are in television. I know you guys are probably going, "Oh my god, in television!" But
In
these are
television, homebrews are awesome.
Yeah. These are some are by Electronite, but these are in television homebrews. I got these from Michael Thomason, who was on your side of the show. He was over there in the corner by the band, but Michael Thomason, if you guys don't know who that was, he was there. He has been in the Guinness Book of World Records for having the largest video game collection in the world. But anyway, he runs gooddealgames.com. And so I bought these from him. If you guys know anything about homebrew games, they are not cheap. So this was not cheap. But
the homebrew market is it's tough, man. Like you got to really, you got to sell, you got to push those margins up, for it to be worth doing.
Yeah.
And people should buy it. If you want to see more of that, you need to,
I mean, they're keeping physical media alive, and they may be our only source here in the future. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I also got this. This is Circus Convoy by David Crane and Gary Kitchen. Now, this is the collector edition. The difference being is that this version included the ROM. And I wanted to get the ROM because I do stream on the channel. And so I stream through emulation. And so it just, I get a nice clear picture. And what's really cool about this game, a lot of people don't understand, is even though this is on the Atari 2600, you can submit your scores online and through the if you're playing on a 2600, if you're on the 2600 at the end of the game, if you're on a certain screen at the score screen, if you move your controller to the left, it brings up a QR code, and you click it on your phone and you submit your score with a picture. I think it's with a picture.
That's neat.
Yeah, online, and so you can submit your scores that way.
And there's like a database anybody can add to.
Yes, yeah.
That's
so
cool.
yeah, I have. It also came with. Hold on a second. I have another picture.
That
here.
box art looks like one man trying to survive his first day on acid. What is going on?
Yeah, and so
is the snake coming out of the oil container?
I didn't really look at it closely, but yeah, there is like right here. There's like a little snake right there. Yeah,
I've tried the snake for the first time.
Yeah, what Beatles album is this?
Yeah, right. So there's a certificate of authenticity that came with it. So for $100, that game was $100.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool though.
And then I did get one other pickup. I got me a few NES games that I needed, but I've already been sleeping on the couch since I got back from Cork. So
those seem like really, really good prices.
I was thinking
I got those from Michael Thomason as well. And I got a quick, he'd probably kill me if I told you this, but if you guys saw his table, I'm going to, if you went to his table, most of what was on his table, he lives in the Buffalo area. He brought from Buffalo, from a friend who actually is homeless and he's been very, very sick. He had been in a coma for a long time. He's had a series of strokes or whatever, in desperate need of money. And so Michael, instead of bringing stuff for him to sell, he basically brought his this guy's collection to sell so that he could have money to take care of some things at home.
Dang.
So
Wow. Okay.
yeah. So Mike, he wasn't thinking of himself. He was thinking about his friends. So I figured I'd help contribute to
Sure.
that. So
That's awesome. I wish I'd have known that. I'd have went over there and bought some things.
Yeah. Same.
That,
I didn't
that
know
would
about
have been
all
good
that.
knowledge to know.
Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
get to look through his stuff. I didn't even really get to look through Gary from Rock Solid stuff. I mean, I know he had all those cool 3D printing, things there, but I really didn't even get to look at that. And he was at the booth right next to mine.
Oh, I forgot to mention, there was other thing I forgot to mention. I don't have a picture of it, but I didn't mention his name. But there's a guy. Oh man, I'm having a brain fart here.
Come on.
Well, according to Brian,
age, they say your memory's the second thing to go, but I can't remember what the first one was.
well, according to Brian, he said, "Don't forget your whole big bag of Famicom games too."
Well,
Phil.
I'm
Didn't get
trying to
moved the
remember where
couch
I
yet.
got them from. Anyway, I got there. A friend of mine had a table there, and he had a friend of his with at the table, and the guy had a whole stack of Famicom games for like a quarter a piece.
Oh
Damn.
wow!
Yeah, and I don't have any Famicom games, and I wanted to start collecting because I have a Super Retron Trio 3 where I can
that'll play 'em.
will play. So I'm like, dude, I don't want doubles, but I'll take whatever you got. So I got like I think it was like 45 games for like $30 or something.
Damn, watch them all be mahjong.
No. There were a lot of horse racing games. There were some baseball games, a number of soccer games, but there were some some football games and stuff like that. But I mean, for what I paid for them,
Sure, might as well just
Right.
take the plunge and see what you get. Sure.
yeah, why not? So,
Hey,
that's all I got.
There's your buddy Cannabis Kid. Hey, Cannabis, how's it going?
CK, he was there.
Yeah, I saw that on your
Yeah.
on your video, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was there. He got a signed copy of a wrestling game. I can't remember which one it was, from one of the wrestlers up there. Who was there? I can't remember.
Oh, that was
Tugboat.
Tugboat,
Tugboat. Yeah, Tugboat signed it.
aka Typhoon, right? That was his.
Yep. Typhoon
Yeah.
Shockmaster.
Yeah, Shockmaster.
Shockmaster.
Who else has stuff that they want to show? It's a show and tell time.
I got a
Mm.
few things along the lines of the NES. I got Kari Warriors 3.
Oh, nice.
Picked that up.
Well, hold on. Let's do this real quick, since just for the heck of it, why not? I mean, it's not Video Vault Live, but I figured why not. So
I wish we could just keep that music playing the whole time.
But this was
Loop
the one I was on the search for, Toxic Crusaders.
Oh yeah.
That's a,
Yeah.
I
that's
got a
good
really
one.
good price on it, and it's clean. I mean, it
I know,
almost
that's
it looks
nice.
brand new.
That label looks new. Yeah, I was about
It
to say, it
is.
looks like
It's
it's
very
like
nice.
replaced.
And then I picked up this
Oh,
that's
wow.
beautiful.
Nice. Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
real nice.
that would look great in the Bliss Cave.
Yeah, it's a wooden. He did a really good job with it. And this
That's
one
slick,
Johnny's
man.
gonna like.
What you got?
It's Bonk's head.
Oh,
Well,
I saw
you were
your.
close. You were
That's
close.
that's the canceled reboot, right?
Yep, that's from the Xbox 360, the brink of extinction.
Man,
Sure,
that's
there's
an
only a few
interesting
of
take
these
on Bonk. I
around.
kind of like it.
Yeah.
So I got a good deal on it, and then I bought this little shadow box to put it in because it's like nobody's wearing it. We're gonna put it on the, you know what I mean? Because it's like
Yeah.
It's like
Um,
Bonk and Hobbs.
yeah, and there's actually like a shoulder.
Exactly.
There's a shoulder graphic, but you can't really show that. So
That's
Yeah.
cool.
but I thought
That's
that was
really
kind of
neat.
cool, especially since I share the passion of TurboGrafx with Johnny. I thought he would really you'd appreciate that.
Yeah, that's neat. I wonder what happened to that. I guess it just wasn't turning out very good. I don't know, but
I
it
have
just
the
didn't
ROM.
make
I
it.
just got to figure out how to put it on a 360 disc and play it. But I do.
Oh,
have
there
the
is a
ROM.
you have the ROM. Cool.
There is a ROM. There's places that happen to be archived on the internet
Right.
Mhm.
that you can get them from.
Okay.
That's
I
an
know
called-
organization
That's called
Because-
that
preservation.
archives things,
That's
Yeah.
preservation. That's called
and you
preservation.
can find it.
So-
Just search it. You'll find it.
For historical reasons.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But it looked pretty cool. I watched some of the YouTube video with it. I mean, Bonk in a modern video
Yeah.
game. I guess it was. I mean, it's
It was like 2009 modern, right?
Well, right, exactly. Modern from like the original TurboGrafx, right? So
Yeah,
that was
way
kinda
more.
like-
Yeah, way more modern compared to that for
Yeah.
sure.
But that's something that like I was looking for. Going to these conventions, like I could find different games here and there, but the bigger heavy hitters are what I try to get at the conventions, and then things like those signs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm going. I'm ultimately going to end up more of like looking for memorabilia and like
Yeah.
3D printed stuff, like what Roxloyd, the type of stuff he had. Like I basically have most of the games I want. There's only a small handful of games I even want at this point. So it's like I'm gonna get into that kind of stuff too soon, I think.
If you watch Steve's vid, Steve, you also got your childhood sleeping bag back.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
that sleeping bag, the Super Mario Brothers
Yeah.
one that my parents had got me.
That was cool, man.
Yeah, I got Jared and Eric from Retro Game Pandemic. They had it in the video, and he's like, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Well, if you're gonna sell it," and he's, "I'll bring it tomorrow," and he did, and so I bought it.
Yeah.
Phil could have used that this week on the couch.
Among other things.
Yeah. So yeah, that's true. I have it. I actually, that's why I didn't grab it. It's up hanging over. my
Oh,
door.
look, it's me and Phil. Just,
Yeah, I got
Oh,
some
there
other
you go.
pictures I wanted to show you guys. I didn't know he was going to do that so soon, but I didn't.
that's all
wanna
right.
disturb-
We'll do it in a minute.
Okay.
So, who else has fun stuff to show?
I'll take over.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh God, he said.
Buckle up.
He's not going to help you.
You guys remember this?
I do remember.
I
Yeah.
love this little professor calculator. I literally got it for $1,
Nice.
and it works. And I used to have one of these as a child. I love this thing.
Are you
This
kidding?
thing
I
is
still use
amazing.
mine today. No.
So this was two things. I was looking for this this GameCube disc for the Game Boy player that goes to the GameCube. This is
Oh,
amazing. So
cool.
I got these two right here and my manual for my Virtual Boy up there.
Boy.
So I got these two both for $100, which was to me a really good deal.
Sure. You gonna frame that manual?
What is it?
You gonna frame that manual or something? It
Yeah,
seems like
hanging
something
on the wall
might
there,
get up
maybe.
on a wall.
It kind of has a couple nicks on it, but I mean, still, I'll probably put it in a sleeve.
Okay, yeah,
Probably what I'll do, a protector sleeve.
yeah.
So I ended up winning a couple things from the actual raffles.
Oh
This
yeah.
was one of them. This homebrew gas station attendant. I haven't played it yet. I want to try it out.
I want to see that.
You should
I
do a
know.
review on that.
Yeah,
on
you
your-
can do
Yeah.
you can do a video.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a
Yeah.
video on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I got that one, and I was talking to Scott prior. You guys remember how I was super psyched about winning that one-up arcade machine?
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So hold on one second.
I was gonna ask if he brought it over.
Yeah. It's yeah.
The first, when,
Sounded like he was about to say he didn't end up taking it or something.
when
Yeah.
he said he won it, the first thing I asked him, I says, "Did you fly here?" And he says, "No, I drove."
It
I was
snapped in
man.
half.
Oh
Oh.
shit!
Yeah. So
What
when
the
I
hell
opened it
happened?
up and was trying to put it together, it is snapped in half.
What?
So-
Oh, it's broke. I didn't even see
It-
that.
Yeah, it's broke, right?
Yikes!
You see the line down
Yeah, the
through
line right there. Yeah.
it? Yeah.
So that
Dang.
happened before you opened it, or as you opened
It was no, when I opened it, it was broke. So it was prior to me actually getting
Yeah,
a hold of
talk
it.
to One Up. They'll send you a new piece.
Yeah,
or
they'll
throw it back
replace
in the
it.
box and take
Well,
it
I
to
reached
Walmart.
I reached out to him on an email, so that's what I'm working on right now, trying to get that. So I ended
We'll
up
see what
getting
happens.
I spoke with Paul too, if you guys, the artist for Mortal Kombat. He ended up signing a picture of Raiden for me.
That's cool.
Nice.
So yeah, that was
Where's
that
his
was pretty
signature
sweet.
at?
Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
okay. I didn't see. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, that was. I usually don't get things personalized, but I figure it's going up on the wall anyhow, so I'm not worried about personalization on that one.
Oh yeah. Well, that's cool though. That'll look real nice up on the wall in a frame.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got this too.
It says to Brian, sorry your arcade broke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Sorry about that, Thunder God.
Oh, nice. That's the litho I got signed by Brian. It's behind my Rampage arcade.
Yeah, this was really good. I'm gonna put this one up on the wall, and I ended up getting my
General
my
Chaos.
all-time favorite game. This
Did
one
you
up
buy
on
the
wall, too.
figures too or no?
So I didn't buy the figures because Video Games Monthly was saying they were doing a they're doing a giveaway. So I'm like, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna regret myself for not getting them figures though.
Was that
'cause
before or
I'm-
after he had something to drink?
Yeah, I was just gonna.
It's a
We were
mixture.
thinking the same thing I was thinking. Like,
It's a mixture. When me and Steven were on that show, I was laughing so hard. His face was so
He
red.
just
I can't.
kept winking. I just thought he had allergies.
no, I was the one with allergies.
Oh, yeah.
So, and
No, it was
I
bad,
ended up
dude.
I ended up getting some pickups just the other day too. This ain't Korg, but I'm gonna at least show them off. So I ended up paying $100 for all this, which was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
So-
you did good, man.
That's really good.
These two copies of Zelda. This was this was the gray cart variant of this.
Nice.
Mhm.
So I've got the gray cart variants in both and the gold ones. I got these
Ah,
two.
there you go.
This is
Nice.
this is the holographic one.
Yeah.
oh wow, yeah.
So
Trippy.
that's pretty sweet. And Link to the Past.
Wow, you
And
went
I'm
all
huge-
in, man.
If anybody doesn't know me, I'm a huge Zelda fan. I love Zelda. And my actual 1-year-old name is Link. So
Oh
I have a
wow.
1-year-old named Link.
Nice.
And I ended
You
up
and
getting
Robin Williams have named your child after Zelda.
this was
Oh.
complete in box.
That's cool,
So-
man.
That's nice.
I ended up getting this and the PlayStation 2 down there.
I
All
got one question.
Yeah, what's up?
Are you married?
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
Not anymore.
Yeah. 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 No, my
Brian too is sleeping on the couch.
that's right. No, my wife's really she's awesome.
No, I know.
She lets me live out my childhood, so I don't give her a hard time about it, even though she gives me a hard time about space all the time, but I still I still love her. So
Yeah, I got to get those gray variants yet for the NES. I don't have them. I have the gold complete in box.
Seems like the
Yeah.
gray one might actually be more uncommon than the gold one at this
The-
point.
It is, but
the gray one for the first Zelda, I believe, is it's priced higher, I believe so.
You see the gold one everywhere.
Yeah,
I see the gold one
It's-
everywhere I go.
the gray ones are the rare ones.
Yeah, I kind of interesting how that worked out. You think the gold one would end up being the rare one?
yeah, right.
So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm a huge Zelda fan. Besides I don't know how I feel about this. Will probably hurt people, but Tears of the Kingdom, I like it. It was good, but I felt like it was a DLC more than it was anything else.
I've heard a
That's-
lot of people say that. I haven't played it.
I mean, definitely. I feel like they gave you an upper and they gave you a lower of the same level you played in the first one.
Right, it's the same world. They just kind of like added to it.
Yeah, right. So
Mine's still in the plastic, man. I'm still playing Breath of the Wild on the Wii U.
so I was so funny story about Breath of the Wild. I beat it. I completed everything 100% through,
Oh man.
and my Nintendo Switch took a dump, and I lost all the memory off my card.
Oh wow.
So now it's time to start completely over again.
Oh man, that's not like synced with the server or anything.
I don't think so. I don't think it is. I didn't
Hey,
think it.
there's John.
There's John from
Man,
Rock'em
it sucked,
Sock'em
bro.
Retro.
Hey,
And
John,
yes,
how's that 3D?
Right. It's an overpriced DLC.
Yes,
That's
coming.
exactly right.
Modern
Well,
games.
who else has a couple things you want to show there? I'm after before I show mine at the end, we'll show Phil's other picks there.
Rob, what'd you get? You look like you got something there.
I didn't get anything. I was too busy. That's what sucks about these things, man. Is every time you try and walk like a few steps, someone knows you, or there's a video going on, and I'm not
Wait a
saying it's a
second,
complaint.
That's not true. You got something from the convention.
Did you get a keychain too?
Well, I did. I'm gonna do a.
Oh,
I
is
was gonna
that a
do-
surprise? All right.
Well, I was gonna do a
surprise.
vid
All right.
for it, but I can say it if you want. But
No. That's up to you. I was just.
I
being-
can't even
was
believe that
being
I
dis-
got that to fit in my suitcase.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask
that
you if
was.
you did.
He's like, "Am I going to get this in there?" I'm not going to say what it is, and I'm
You
like,
seriously put it. Oh wow.
I'm like,
I'll be right back.
I have tons and tons of bubble wrap here. I mean, if I have to ship it,
That's what I
we can
thought
ship
was
it.
going to happen. You were going to ship it.
No, I had it laid just enough sideways, and then I had it wrapped in my clothes and everything. And then, dude, the packaging on it is fantastic on the
Yeah,
inside.
they did a good job with it.
It's like double boxed and styrofoam. So
Now, if you're doing something separate with it, don't spoil it. Don't spoil
okay,
it. Don't spoil it.
yeah,
Don't spoil it.
that was like that was amazing. I still can't
You have
believe
to
you
stay
did that.
tuned. You got to subscribe.
Now
to
the suspense is here. So if you haven't
That's right.
subscribed to his channel, subscribe now.
That's right. See, we created the FOMO for you there, Rob.
No,
It's Rachel Ray cookware. There, I spoiled it. So
I did get though
Those are-
Wolverine Origins for the 360. I've been
Nice.
That's been on my list.
I've
and,
never played that one.
Yeah.
but that's when we did this. So
Yeah.
Oh, you guys went game hunting.
we did
We
go
did-
game hunting around here.
Yeah, I couldn't get any game hunting done at the expo. It was just too much going on, and that you're just trying to have fun with everybody and talk with everybody, and that's the best part of the expo. I mean, we could literally meet at a Kmart. I don't really have to go to an expo as long as we can all hang out. That's why I go to these,
Yeah,
like
same.
But we actually got more games found at game hunting in Ohio, which is I've got a stack of stuff that I found with Scott. On my
I'm going to
floor.
show one of those things that I got here in a minute.
Yeah,
because-
but anyways, I'm good. I'm just I got some awesome from Steve, and it's incredible. I can't wait to show it. And then I got basically Wolverine.
Nice.
The
Basically,
Columbus area
Wolverine.
does have some really good retro game shops.
There's several. I mean, me and Gene went around the day after, and we hit I think 3 places. We were gonna hit Warp Zone, but they're closed, unfortunately.
It's a lot, dude. It's
I did
lot.
one of my shows. I have Warp Zones on.
Oh, they were
it's
closed
really-
on Sunday.
It's a really nice place.
Yeah, the Warp Zone's kind of elusive, kind of hard to find them when they're ready for you.
I got 2 games also from Rock'em Sock'em, and I made a video for Rock'em Sock'em that'll come out soon too. So
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I guess I can go. I got a couple things, not a whole lot.
Wait, you got away from your table?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Actually, the 3 or 4 times I did get to go by his table. Half the time he was there, and half the time he wasn't. So I was
Yeah,
like,
I
"Where'd
ran
John
around a
go?"
little bit. I ran around a little bit and got some looking around done. Again, it's like I see stuff and it's like I either already have it or it's just something I'm not really interested in. So I'm just at a point in my collecting where it's like I have almost everything I want. There's just a small handful of things I don't have. But
John kills me.
there's so I ended up getting Shantae for the PS5. This is the
Ooh.
Pirate's Curse.
Oh, I didn't know they had that for PS5.
that's good.
Yeah, I didn't either. I mean, I knew it was on PS4, but so this is actual PS5 specific version. I'd like to get all the Shantae games physically. Currently, I'm about half and half. I have the I have Half Genie Hero and 7 Sirens. So I have like the newer ones, but I don't have a lot of the older ones. And so the Pirate's Curse is sort of like the middle point. And anything older than that is kind of like one of the truly old ones. So working on getting that. And I don't know if you guys know, but Clock Tower, they have a remake coming out soon for Clock Tower, which is
Oh,
from PS1.
yes,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
no. It's the original SNES Clock Tower. Actually,
Oh, okay, that's what I was asking. Okay,
yeah. The
Okay.
PS1, that one needs a remake though, arguably more than the SNES one. But so I'm in a Clock Tower mood. I'm in like a small bite-sized horror game mood because that game's coming up, and I'm sort of in that mode. And so when me and Gene were out, I ended up finding this game, The Coma. And I looked into it a little bit. I'm not going to play it yet. I ended up getting the first one on GOG for like $2 last night. It was on sale. So I'm going to play that. Then I'm going to play this. And it just seems very Clock Towery. It's just side-scrolling horror game where there's a lot of hiding and puzzles and story and stuff. And that's kind of my jam lately, stuff like that. So I got that. Now the big thing I got, the thing I've been coveting for a very long time, and I finally got it, was
Wow.
hey.
that boy.
Hey,
Listen to that. That's a good sound there.
beautiful.
But,
You want the blue buttons, huh?
Yeah, they're actually kind of a bluey purpley, which is nice. It kind of fits with like the branding of my channel and
I would
stuff.
have thought you got the classic orange.
I thought about it because that is, like you said, that is the Turbo Graphics
Yeah.
color. But I don't know. I just like I asked for the purple buttons, and that's what he put on there, and I like them.
Nice.
So I've done some testing with it. It's pretty good. It's it's definitely better and more substantial than, I don't know if anybody's actually played with one of those official turbo sticks that came out. Those things are they're flimsy, they're not great. So this is, a great alternative to that. And honestly, it was like $70 $75, whatever it was. I mean, that's, you pay that much for a, modern DualSense or whatever,
Well,
right?
they're well built controllers too for $70. They're not cheap.
No, I mean, this is the real deal, man. I mean, these little rubber footies, like it's got like little touches like that. Like this thing will not scoot around. Like I put it on a hard table, and it's, when I try to push it, the table moves with it. I mean,
the one I picked up and threw at Scott, man, he didn't even flinch when it hit him.
oh my eye.
Yeah, I mean, they're great. So, but like Rob said, 90% of the reason I went to this thing was to hang out with you guys and just kind of have a good time.
And I hardly got to even see you the whole time that I was there. It was like, I mean, the most I got to see you was when you came and got me and said, hey, they're doing the picture now. And I'm like, oh, and you're like dragging me. Come on, come with me.
Come sit down and chat with us at the table.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of a whirlwind. If it were, I wish it was a 2-day thing. Because then I spent another day on just like socializing.
Well, it was a blur.
I was going through getting video. And when I went through, Mr. Rightway and Johnny were coming down through, and I got a little montage from Johnny that I'm going to add to my video. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I jumped in there for a second, didn't I?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm very aware that sometimes you, especially where the convention was this year and where it was last year, I'm aware that sometimes you don't get to pick the venue that you really, really want just because it's already been booked or pricing or whatever. And my only suggestion would be this, and not trying to disparage, any con, but I think a slightly smaller venue would be great, but have it 2 days. So that way you have more foot traffic. And also one other thing that at every convention I've ever been to, as soon as you have your last raffle, people scatter like when people, like when you turn on the lights and the roaches scatter, according to what they say. And you have that last minute. I'm talking 30 minutes before closing. That's when you have that last raffle, because then, all your vendors are going, well, everybody's gone. I may as well pack up.
Yeah, it was like a chain reaction.
Yeah,
vendors were leaving, so because other vendors were leaving, so other vendors were leaving.
Right.
Yeah, so, and I see something in the comments about the gun show, and so it's funny because traffic was so bad because they had a graduation going on, and the gun show right next door.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tonal whiplash there.
Yeah, John from Rock'em Sock'em did not get to go to Korgs this year, but he said he actually did go, but ended up at the gun show and decided that was more his speed. So
fair.
He was not there. So I don't know. Maybe he was. I think he did have to go to Columbus for something. But
I actually went into the graduation when I first got there. So
yeah, I mean, just randomly go to the graduation.
I just went to the graduation, started clapping. Good job, guys. All right,
you did it.
Way to go, Jennifer! And like 50.
Yeah, good job. Woo.
So, Free Palestine. What?
Oh God, Phil, let's have a look at your pictures there, and then I'll show you the junk that I picked up.
Well, this is Dr. Scott, LL Cool Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and he's trying to be a celebrity there.
Yeah, this was Michael Thomas.
There's Michael.
This was Michael.
And Michael, if you get to see this video, I mean, I said a few choice words right there, and Michael's probably going, "What the hell's with this guy?" But it wasn't what I did. It was the situation that was going on at that moment, and I was just a little heated. So Michael, since you got, I'm sure that they're not strange words to you, but if you heard that, I apologize that you got to see my potty mouth. So potty mouth on the channel, not in public. That's what I say. So anyway, go ahead, Phil.
Okay. Who's this guy?
Wow.
Hey, look at that.
I'm looking sweaty.
Yeah.
Did you just mow the lawn?
I guess.
He had just told his wife he bought the controller, so
Oh, I want to say something real quick about that, about the controllers. I see that Atari did just announce, like, they put that 7800 controller they've got out. And Brian, I am going to grab one of the controllers for the 7800 for my Atari 2600 Plus. I would rather have your controller than any junk that Atari is peddling. Mainly because Atari was rude to me, so screw you guys. And
He's never gonna let that go, dude.
no,
Ever.
no, no,
Ever.
no. I'm going to carry that cross until those assholes decide to apologize to me. Anyway, and if they don't, fine. But Brian makes the best controllers out there, and I'm going to support my friend. Why? Because he makes awesome stuff. He puts his passion into it, and he's not a blind scumbag company. Okay,
I have
You know,
this image of you, Scott, as Jesus Christ in Nazareth holding the cross, but instead of the cross, it's the Atari symbol on your back.
Yeah, it is. It is. So
Like,
I
that's
mean,
how you view the situation.
if they'd like
With
to
a
reach
belt
out
made out
to
of
me and
Pac-Man games.
apologize, that's fine. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I will crucify Atari just like I do Bonnie Ross.
Well,
Screw those
you
guys.
know, we just had our podcast Tuesday night. We talked about bad customer
Your
service
crown
that
thorns.
Atari has right now, and they got a lot of fixing to do when it comes to that area. And this coming Tuesday night, guess what we're talking about? Brian's controllers. So
There you go.
You know, bang bang, there you go. All right. So I do have a few more pictures. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, John's right. Atari needs to apologize for existing at all, but their
They're
customer
the
service.
keepers of Intellivision now.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. There are hookers in Times Square that have better customer service than Atari. There you go.
Alrighty.
Anyway, so back to Phil.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And this guy, you don't know probably who his name is. His name is Daryl Ginther. He's actually a programmer for the Atari 7800, and he was there. He programmed the homebrew Popeye, and it's actually a very, very good port of the arcade version of Popeye. And if you like the arcade version of Popeye, then you would love his homebrew for the 7800. It is so close. And
did he remake it from scratch, or did he like port it?
He ported it, but in such a way that I didn't think, a lot of people didn't think it was possible. He's actually been on our podcast. He was on a few weeks ago. Very nice guy, awesome dude. He sat in Brian's booth. I was actually there. My intention was to help Brian at his booth, but I ended up walking around. I think I spent 30 minutes at Brian's booth the whole time and spent the rest of the time walking around filming and networking and visiting with all you guys. But yeah, the little bit of time I was at Brian's booth, I spent with Daryl there, and we got to talk about a lot of his programming prowess and some future projects that he's working on and stuff. So it's a lot of, if you like the Atari 7800, then you love what Daryl's got going on and what he's got coming down the pike. So
I loved seeing the concentration of like 70s gaming stuff there. Like, that was cool because you don't always see that at these cons. I mean, there's nothing wrong with not having that, I guess, but it's cool. Like, that is a special thing about Korgs, I think. It was like, you'll see a lot of like Coleco, Intellivision, Atari stuff. Not so much.
I mentioned that in my video. You know, there was a lot of Intellivision and Coleco love there, which you don't usually see at some of these shows. So I was
like, that's not really my world, but I like that world, and I respect that world, and it's cool to see like that concentration of it.
Yeah, I liked it.
There was the one guy there, Phil, and that you had interviewed, and he had a lot of really cool stuff. Well, a lot of people did, but I didn't get to see this guy, but he had like a converter where you could hook it up to now, I'm not a 5200 fan whatsoever. I like the graphics, but I would never own one myself personally because it's just not my bag. It's not my bag, baby. But you can connect up a Genesis controller, or I forget what the other controller was, to the 5200, because 5200 controllers are horrible and they're scarce. So, Genesis controller, I think it was. So he had that, and I was like, that was really, really cool.
His name's Steve. He's from Ohio. He's going to be on the channel in the future, where he's going to be talking about controller mods. And
he had some great stuff there. And
there
was somebody else there that I didn't get to see this, but this guy had these 3D printed controller stands and stuff. One that had Donkey Kong at the top. I was like,
that was sweet.
I want that.
I loved it too. It's like, man, I'll be out in the shed instead of the couch if I take that home.
Sleeping in the back of the Corsica.
Right. So I got to meet Lynn As I mentioned in the channel, I actually got to meet the real brains of the outfit. She was really nice, really good person. So that was really nice to meet Lynn for the
Cool
first
shirt.
time.
I have that shirt too. That is a nice
The
shirt.
boss of Game Closet.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. This was CK. If you've never met Cannabis Kid, this is Cannabis Kid.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
So
there
he's
when
in
you-
the
This game
chat right
checks out
now.
then.
Yeah. So
All right.
so okay. And then these guys, you know, I
Are
talked
about
to
to
them.
attack you. It looks like.
Well, I tried to
I
do
took
a
their
selfie.
signs.
It's a
Yeah.
vicious bit of viciousness there.
Yeah,
Give it back.
that was the best I could do as far as the selfie's concerned. But
Where's
they've
the
agreed to
map?
be on the podcast with me in the future, so
Nice.
that's going to be a real nice show as well. So I was telling them, you know, I grew up playing their games as well, and David Crane, he dig Dragster, and a lot of you guys may not like Dragster, but I grew up playing Dragster, and I actually like that game.
I despise that game, but my son Warren loves that game. And I made a frame for him that has the boxed game, the game itself, and I don't know if it's a real or replica patch, and he has it hanging on his wall. And I made one for Kaboom for him too.
Yeah,
But he loves that game.
Yeah.
So I'm just not good at it. That's why I don't like it.
Right. Well, people blow their engine too much. They don't have the touch.
That's me.
So, but anyway, that was really really cool to see them. So that's all I got. You can take it off. So, but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys those pics as well.
Cool.
Well, we got.
Nice. Well, hey, everyone, I'm gonna hop off. There was some confusion here. I thought we were gonna do this till 6:30, and then we were gonna catch Steve's show at 7. So I had this whole thing where I'm gonna eat pot roast with my wife. So I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna go eat dinner.
Family time. How dare you?
Yeah.
Hot
So,
roast.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Nice.
say hi to the lovely Miranda, and we'll talk to you later.
Nice
I
seeing
will.
you at the convention, Rob.
yeah, you too. It was awesome. I'll see you all on the next vid.
All right, man.
buddy.
See you,
Good
Rob.
All right. Yep.
All right, as one of
I'm
my
just now
buddies.
realizing something, and this is totally random, but I'm the only one here that isn't wearing a hat, and it's making me uncomfortable.
There's a reason for that.
Thank you.
No,
Let the heads go. Let the domes fly. I say.
But
Good.
I have lighting, and I want you. It'd be too much of a glare, camera glare.
For
Break
me,
your
it,
camera. Okay.
for me,
That's
it's
how that
part of my.
works.
For me, it's part of my branding. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure it
For
is.
me, it's just I
Anyway.
didn't do my hair today, so I was like, well, I always wear a hat. So
But I dig your hat though. You got that cool TurboGrafx 16 hat.
Yeah, that is a badass. Where'd you
This
get
is
that?
usually how I do.
Is that like OG
I got that.
from the era?
I got that on Etsy actually.
Oh, okay. There's some cool turbo stuff on Etsy. I've gotten a couple things.
Johnny,
Yeah.
we're gonna buy you a hat, Johnny.
You know, I'm not opposed to hats. It just never occurs to me to put one on.
Maybe a visor. We'll get you a visor.
Okay, yeah. I'll start
You can
small.
deal cards.
So apparently
Maybe a
it's like,
yarmulke.
it's this space is all the guys have hats on and they have beards. So Scott, you got to get your beard going.
Okay.
That's what I was told.
Yeah.
You got to have a beard and you got to have a hat. To
At
fit
the
this
end of
retro
season
space.
3, I will grow a beard just for you guys
The-
for just a couple.
When
of
they were
weeks.
telling me that, the funny thing was I didn't even think about it, and then I started looking at all the YouTubers, and I'm going, "Oh my gosh, they aren't kidding."
Hats and beards.
Dude,
Oh,
when
white
the
guy
wrinkles
with a
start
hat and
showing, you
beard.
got to hide them somehow. I'm serious.
Yeah. Mike, my mom would not even let you put a hat on the table. She would yell at about, like, no, get your hat off the table. I'm like, okay, so I didn't
I'm
have,
with her on that.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
should
Well, you
have a hat
know,
on the table. It's weird.
I have friends. I'm a master mason. Okay,
Oh,
I am, and I have friends like
So
that are
humble.
like 10 times older than me. And they come old school where you don't wear a hat indoor at all, ever.
Mm.
And that's how they were brought up, you know. But
Straight up
you know,
Amish.
I don't know. I just you know, times change. They just do. You know, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just the way, you know, a culture changes. It just does.
Sure.
So
There is one thing I don't have laying here, but I remember what it was now. I sold my Dead Space 2 for the PS3 as the collector's edition. It was
Yeah, I
complete,
saw that.
and it had like it has his plasma cutter, and you put batteries in it. I mean, I've had it in Rubbermaid for years, and I'm just like, I don't want this just sitting around anymore. So I sold it, and then I immediately bought a copy of just Dead Space 2, just the regular version, and put it back on my shelf. So
Nice.
there you go.
More utilitarian.
Right. That's all I cared about. And then I got this from Brian from BD Retro Mods. Lynn was just like, I was like, well, we'll come back and get it. And she goes, no, I don't want to get it. And then she goes, all right, I'm going to go get it.
Yeah, I was at the table. She was at
Ms. Explosion Man is a wonderful, wonderful game, and we have it digitally. And I was like, well, go get. We have it for the 360. I'm like, well, go get it. So she went and grabbed that. Great game. If you've never had an opportunity to play this, the first Explosion Man is really good, and you can get that for the 360 physically. There's a set that has that, and like Trials HD, and another one. So you
Never
can
heard
get
of
that. Really, really fun games.
I'm
Like
like
an indie
Johnny.
game?
I've never heard of it either.
Yeah, it is an indie game, and I don't remember who makes it offhand, but I'll tell you who
Cool.
that is later.
Okay. I love seeing indie games get physical releases. That's awesome.
This
I love
one was made by Limited Run, but the other one was not. And maybe I'll do a little showcase on that one day.
Limited Run's got some amazing games though.
They're
they
the
got
ones
some
publishing
amazing-
the Clock Tower remake.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Then
I actually want to get the Tomb Raider one. It's got the
Yeah.
the two guns in it
Yeah.
in the shadow box.
I grabbed this for $3. I'd still like to get it for the PS2, but for $3, I said, what the heck, I'll grab it because I still wanted the PS2 version. But Rob said that you use the nunchuck and the regular controller to actually operate everything. So I guess it has motion controls that make sense.
Like punching the buildings and stuff.
Yep.
too?
Oh, okay. I could see
Okay.
that. Yeah.
All right.
Then I picked up this piece of crap just because I sometimes I love a good bad game, and you can use this with Connect, but you don't have to. And I cannot wait to see what this piece of crap is all about because I've looked it up and it is a bad game.
Yeah, that looks bad.
The guy standing next to me at the table, he goes, "Oh yeah, that's bad." And I go, "Okay, unplayable bad or bad? It's amusing how bad it is." He goes, "Amusing how bad it is." All right, I'm like, okay. And the guy, he goes, "How about $4?" I go, "No, he had $5 on it." I go, "No, here's your $5." I just gave him the $5. And then when we were out, during the game pickup thing, when we were at the mommy indoor antique mall, I picked this up, and I know our friend Gene would be like, "Oh, cool," because when he recommended Afro Samurai to me, I was like, which I have not played yet, and I've seen him play it. I cannot wait to check it out. I've been wanting to check that out for years, but
Yeah, it's
I
great.
found this. This is the press kit, and you have to actually put it in your computer to use it. So I tried. It's not a DVD, so I can't wait to check this out. So that was just an interesting.
Wait. What about the other thing that you got at the convention? Did you show it already?
Which one? The Atari game?
The controller.
I'm getting to that.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure because it's pretty cool.
That is next. So I had never seen this controller before. Now, John from Rock'em Sock'em, he's actually seen one of these. I saw it laying there, and I'm like, all right, this is an original Xbox controller, and I'd never seen anything like this before. I'm going to zoom in on
when you showed me that too. I'd never seen it.
No, I've never seen it either.
So there it is.
Holy crap.
This is the ultimate Halo controller, man.
This is made for FPSs, and I've looked up reviews and stuff on it, and people like really, really dig this controller.
That looks really nice.
But I want to know what this is going to be all about.
Like some VMU type thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but I mean, look at those triggers, man.
Yeah, those are real triggers.
I think if you walked into a convenience store, you might be able to get away with a Snickers or something if you had this with you.
Like I let him buy it.
So,
unless they got one.
Unless they got one.
We'll
all right, sit down, pal.
You got to be careful driving down the road showing that to somebody. You're going to get a phone call.
I know, right?
Police call on you, man.
Yeah.
And then our good friend Mysticles, Matt, he gave us all gifts, and I thought this was the coolest thing in the world. And I'll show this, and then I'll show my other holy grail that I actually picked up. So he gave me this Ultimate Halo Companion DVD set.
Oh,
I cannot
nice.
wait. But now I wish somebody would have gotten video of this, because I'm standing there and I open it up, and of course, waiting inside for me is
It just slipped in my mouth.
I laughed, and he was like, and he was going to take it, but he's like, how'd that get in there? I'm like, no, you're not taking that away from me.
He got that. He got you.
But wait a minute. I'm being invaded by a certain 5-year-old.
There she goes.
Yeah. Hey, I have a note here. It says, do you have this just in? Do you have the keychain? Yeah. See, do you have it? So yes, I have the keychain.
Did she bring cookies, Scott?
No, she didn't.
Ah.
Can I say hi?
All right, she wants to say hi to everybody real quick. Come here real
Yeah.
quick. Say hi to everybody, and then pop out
Well,
of here.
there you go. Your
So there
rating
she
just
is.
went
Say
up.
hi.
Hi.
So there's
Hi.
Harley.
Hey.
Miss Harley Fractic here does have her own channel, so check her out. It's Harley Fractic's Hideout, and she does all these PCB way videos that we do for Perry Fractic on Perry Fractic's Retro Recipes channel. So check that out if you want to check that out. But all right, so thank you, Sweet Pea. I'll see you in a minute, okay? Don't forget to close the door. Thank you. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Pumpkin.
I'll lock the door.
Thank you. She's so funny. It's like the Germans. I'm getting invaded, and I didn't even know it. At least I didn't go, oh, yes, we're the French. We're giving up. So anyway, but this cartridge, I've been looking for this cartridge. I've been wanting a copy of Frankenstein's Monster. And I go up, it's like the third table I saw. I'm like, well, this thing's kind of expensive. I'm hoping to get it for a deal, maybe, I don't know, $40 or something. And this guy had it, there it is. And I don't have the wrapper here. It's somewhere around here, but
He's at Korg's.
and yeah.
Is that
But,
is that 2600?
Yes, for the 2600. It is a really great game, but the guy had this little label on it, and it said loose board. And I go, what do you mean by loose board? So of course, as you know, it has a PCB inside, and it was loose. And I didn't know if it was broken pieces or whatever. And I will actually show you the photo here, because I did not do a video. I just took photos. So I very, very meticulously, very carefully used a hairdryer, and I got the label to go back. And then, so this little piece right here on each side, they were warped. So the PCB was very loose. So I used the hairdryer to heat those up, and I pushed them back into place and waited for them to cool. And I kept doing that and kept doing that. And then it fit nice and tightly, very snug. And yes, it now works.
Job well done.
So
You should have videoed that. You would have got.
I wish I would have.
Yeah, that would make a good short.
Right.
But well,
no, it would have been a how-to video. That would have got some hit. He would have got some subs on that.
I actually have something else in mind for that. So
Okay.
We will get to that. But anyway, yeah, so the game does work. I got it for 10 whole bucks instead of $50 or $60.
Well done.
And then of course I being a graphic designer, I always have some spray adhesive in the house. So I just put that back on, and that's the original thing,
very
my
nice.
original
Very
label.
good.
So, and then that's the end of my pickups there. So
Cool.
yeah, man, it is such a fun game. Oh my God. But I am going to do a full video on just that game. I have everything right up here in my head. I don't know if it'll be for season 4 or what, but I'm going to have fun with that one.
That'd be a good, like maybe early October release if you wanted to.
Halloween games, Halloween videos do not do well at all.
They really don't, do they? I've noticed that with other people that do like, I'm going to play through Splatterhouse on October 10th. And it's like one of their worst videos.
Yeah. Mysticles has to say later. So later, we'll see you later, Matt. Have a good night. And
Later, Matt.
We'll talk to you soon.
Can we take a moment to appreciate what a heart of gold Matt has?
Yes, please.
What a golden boy he is. He got me Super Monkey Ball for the Switch.
Oh, nice.
Just got it for me.
I mean, he's such a wonderful person, and
Awesome.
I really dig his channel. And if you guys have not subscribe to Matt, check his channel out. And then, there's only a couple people. I mean, a lot of people do VGM unboxings and stuff. And, Brian does them too. And we know our friend Jay from Square Pegs does. And so does Game Dad. I believe he still does. Gary from Rock Solid, he used to do them. But and not saying better or worse or anything. There's just something about how Matt does them that I will sit there and I'm mesmerized. I don't know what
he's really made it like a tentpole of his channel, hasn't he?
I like how he has a screen in the back when he's talking about these games.
I do them and
really
I pull the game out and I go, Joe was drunk when he put this one in there. And I go to the next one and I was like, he's really drunk when he did this one.
And this one smells
What
like
was
wine.
he thinking? Joe, what were you thinking? I don't want this game.
Every time I open my box, I go, oh, I have that one. Crap. I didn't update my list. Great.
Oh man.
No. You're the guy with the spreadsheets. Don't give me that.
So
You send him 100 spreadsheets, man.
So, okay, I'll get to that real quick since we're laughing about that for the moment. So Joe was busting me for I kept sending him Excel spreadsheets because on their website it only caps you at 200 games you can select on your list. I gotta send him my list every month in an email.
Yep.
And he pulled it up on the show and he was busting me about it.
That's how I am with
funny.
the NES collection. Like I can't go through and check off these games that I have because they only let you do 200 and I have more than 200.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah. I collect for every system. So
he was probably
what's
drinking when he was programming.
That's
my guess.
Who is this? Oh my gosh.
No, Joe's a good guy. I just
Mad Dog
chops.
I was glad to meet him. He's really awesome.
Doing a Mad Dog 2020 serve while he's doing all the stuff there. So, but yeah, thanks to Gary for a fun show. It was 2024 is in the books there, and we only have other other shows to look forward to this year. Of course, coming up we have the I can never get the acronym right, but it's CCAG in North Olmsted. That is coming up. We have CGC, which is the Cleveland Gaming Classic, coming up in September. And then
Torg.
Torg is in November. And of course, the Detroit show is also the very same weekend, but it's only a one-day show. That is on November 2nd as well. And all these great shows that are within our Ohio, Michigan proximity.
Expo.
The
Pittsburgh one too, right?
Yes, the Pittsburgh one as well. And I really am going to try to make that one because that is 2 weeks. Is that 2 weeks after Torg and the Detroit gaming show?
Pittsburgh.
It's right after Cleveland.
October 3rd through 5th, I believe it is.
Yes. Or is it 6th? Is it 6th and 7th? Or 3rd? I can't remember.
It's
the
near
Pittsburgh
Cleveland,
show.
I think, right? It's the one after Cleveland.
Yeah, it's October. It's October 6th. It's the 4th through the 6th.
Okay, yeah, because I knew it wasn't that.
It's a 3-day.
I'd love to make both of those. I just don't know.
I've never made it to the Pittsburgh one, so
I've never made it to
went to
either of
Pittsburgh
those.
last year.
You were at Pittsburgh last year?
I did.
I never saw you last year.
I was there. It's kind of small, but they had a great free play area. It was amazing compared to the rest of it. And the downside of it was like half of it was all like board games. And then the other half was, like retro gaming stuff. So
he does board games and cosplay too. He has that there.
Yeah, so it wasn't all retro gaming stuff. It was like half that and half retro. So, but it was good. I liked it. I mean, it's a 4-hour drive for me, but it was all right.
I'm trying to bring all these up right
Cleveland,
now.
and I'll see if I can make Pittsburgh. I'm definitely going to make Cleveland though.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to Cleveland.
I'll be at Cleveland. I think I'm a guest in Cleveland, guest in Pittsburgh, and I should be a guest at Detroit. So I should be at all three of them. And then Scott talked me into the other day about going right here to CCAG. I want to see if I can find a bunch of games up there that I need for my collection. So I think I'm going to spend the day up there. Scott said he's going. So
I will be there. And
we'll get some content up there.
That is, excuse me, that is the one more time, excuse me. That is July 27th in North Olmsted Soccer Sports Complex. You know, they don't have like it's no frills, no special guests, nothing like that. Just a gigantic sports complex with just tons and tons of tables. And you know, there's these really wonderful people that I can never remember their name. This couple that they come to Torg and to Korgs, and I know them on my channel. But anyway, they're really nice people, and I said, hey, you guys will make a killing at this place, and they're like, okay, so they're going to be there as well. Really, really nice people, and they have really wonderful stuff. And then of course we have CGC, the Cleveland Gaming Classic, that is coming up in on September 20th through the 22nd. So we will see Tom there. The Pittsburgh show. Well,
hey, you asked about Master Chief. Didn't you see all the Master Chiefs there?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the actor who voices him though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he will be at Torg, because let's see, October 4th through 6th, that will be the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo. I am hoping to get. I'm really hoping to go to that. Then we have the Detroit Retro Gaming Show, and then that is November 2nd.
I don't know really anything about that one.
Isn't it two different days? They have one in April and then one in November.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, if you scroll down, I think it even shows you there that they had. They do 2 shows a year, believe it or not. And the Pacina brothers will be there. Paul Niemeyer will be there as your celebrity guests. And then you have like your video games monthly. So Joe will be there. They'll have a bunch of different people. If you've never hung out with the Pacina brothers, they're really awesome guys. But they do it in April, Scott. I want to say might be middle April. Check some of the maybe one of the other pages they have there. But what I'm curious about with it is the fact that like all these Ohio shows, like let's just be honest, the majority of vendors are at every single Ohio show, right? So it's the same product. So for me, like as somebody is trying to get the complete North American collection of the NES, going into another area where it's just vendors from Michigan, that's all he brings in is just Michigan vendors. He's not bringing in anybody from Ohio or Pennsylvania. I have a feeling we're gonna see different games, different selections, different prices.
Yeah, good thinking.
That's what's making me excited about that too.
Yeah,
well, Brian can definitely hang out a little bit with me with when we go over to John's table and harass him. So, because he'll have a table. But yeah, I remember Brian said he wasn't going to have a table there this year, and that he and John from Rock'em Sock'em Retro were at the Detroit show last year. I know that Brandy was there last year. We won't get into that, but Brandy was there last year. And then yay, look, rapping about math. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Add and subtract.
Add subtract.
But yeah, and then of course after after Detroit, of course, is Torg, and that is also the 2nd and 3rd. So, and I will there's a 99% chance, because there's always that 1%. There's a 99% chance I will be there on Sunday only. I may have a prior engagement on the 2nd. So,
okay.
Well,
I'd like to see if we could get some of us there maybe on Friday before and maybe go to Warp Zone. So I could, because I think they're open on Fridays, but Saturday will be Torgan and Sunday, they'll be closed. So
I'll be up there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right. Well, if nothing else, Brian, maybe me and you can hit them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's, and did I have the Pittsburgh one up here? Yeah, I did have that one. So, I mean, I'd really like to see if I can hit that, because a little birdie told me that there might be a special guest there whom I will not mention, that I am of all the YouTube people you could possibly bring, this is the one that I want to see.
Why is it a secret?
Well, because I was told that it wasn't confirmed
because there's no
yet.
official announcement.
Oh,
yet.
okay, all right, fair enough.
So, but I am a huge fanboy of this particular YouTube personality above all others, He is my Harrison Ford of the YouTube community, and I'm sure he would appreciate that. And you know what they say, don't meet your heroes. I don't think this gentleman would disappoint if I got to meet him, because I did say gentleman, so I've cut it down by half there. You can start guessing.
Nah,
now.
not really.
So.
99% of them.
Well, you
So,
might
but-
as well announce it now that you said that.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Graphics will be
He will
at
be.
the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo this October.
That's
my
my
hero.
cover. I hate y'all.
That's my hero.
No, actually, Stephen makes a real good point about like going outside of the state if you want to see different vendors, a different selection of vendors. That makes me kind of maybe want to recalibrate what I should favor instead of Cleveland or Pittsburgh. I gotta go back to the drawing board on that, because that's a good
Well, no,
point.
you'd have to skip Torg for a day to go up there. to
Well, I
Detroit.
think I could live with that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's a good point, Steven. I'm definitely gonna keep that in mind when I'm deciding like my priorities.
When I travel for work, like so at the end of this month, the company I work remote, so I'm in Eastern Ohio. Obviously, my main company is back in Eastern Pennsylvania, down near Philadelphia. So I have to travel down there to do some training with other employees. You bet your sweet bibby that I am going to be checking out any kind of video game stores that are going to be there, because down there it's going to be all different vendors. It's going to be all different stores. And so I'm going to go there and check that. When I used to go to California, I used to work for a company out in California in the Grass Valley, Nevada City area. I used to buy games out there. Totally different prices, totally different games. That
Oh yeah, I bet West Coast is totally different. Yeah.
Yeah. Some games were more expensive than the same ones that we had here, but you know, it's definitely, if you can get out of your area. I think for me, it's a 3.5 hour drive to Detroit. So if you can get out of your area, go to a convention, it's definitely worth it to kind of, you know.
Or
Let
even
me tell you guys something. Make sure you got a full tank of gas before you leave Ohio. As soon as you get into Pennsylvania, it's going to go up at least 50 cents.
Oh yeah,
At
and have
minimum.
some cash on you too, because those tolls are like $20 or whatever, right?
Yeah. So,
Well, I think we've talked about everything we need to talk about this evening, I believe. So I'm going to wrap her up a little bit here. I'm going to go around the table here, the retro round table. So we will start with Brian here, since where can the lovely people out there find you on the interwebs?
So, Facebook, YouTube, and we do all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of different fun and gaming stuff on the YouTube channel. Anything from the 80s, 90s, and we dab a little bit into the 70s. So we like to do all kinds of fun skits, or when I say we, I have a partner too. His name's Ron. He couldn't be here either. But
shame on you, Ron, for having to work.
Know.
He's a busy man now, isn't he?
He is. He works all the time, but he's a great guy. We've been childhood friends forever. So if you like to laugh, you like to joke, hit us with a subscribe. We appreciate that. It helps
for the longest
channel,
time, I thought you guys were related.
Yeah. Well, we've actually been friends now for 27 or 30 years, somewhere around that area.
Wow.
Somewhere around that area.
We've been related.
Yeah, pretty
May as
much.
well
I mean,
be.
it's like he's like a brother to me. So cool. We got together, early elementary school, and here we are ever since.
That's cool. Well, we have everybody's information in the description as well, so you can check all their channels out and everything. Phil, tell us where the lovely people out there can find you, sir.
Phil,
all right. YouTube at Retro Bliss Gaming. I have a Facebook group, Retro Bliss Gaming. You guys can join that group as well. We also have a Retro Bliss Ninja contest where we pick 4 games a month. You guys can compete, and you get winners get a Retro Bliss Ninja card and a sticker I will send you in the mail every month if you are whichever games you win. So that seems to be kind of a popular contest. What else was there? Oh, and the Retro Bliss Rewind every Tuesday 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So
And I've been honored to be on that show a few times myself. So
absolutely,
Yep.
we've been honored with your presence more than
I'm
once.
in that chat sometimes too.
Oh yes,
That's
you
a
are.
good-
You have been on a number of occasions.
It's a fun stream.
Yes, it is.
oh, Stephen, where art thou? Where do you hail from? Stuff.
I'm
Ash.
actually in Eastern Ohio, and you were
On the webs.
Oh, on the web.
Tell us your exact address, sir.
Where are you
Oh, I can
physically
do
at
that.
now?
You can find that. That's public.
Yeah.
Actually, the easiest thing, all my links are on my website, ttbgaming.com, or I'll put the link in the chat. Oh, Scott's got it to where I can't put the link in the chat room. But if you
Do
go
I?
to the word dot period cards /TTB gaming, you can get all my socials. You just click on whatever one you want to follow me on.
Hey,
Look
look
at
at
Scott
Brian there.
went and
Wow,
blocked
does that work?
I did
my
not know
link.
that I had it that way.
Scott wants us to self-promote, but then he doesn't want us to self-promote. So
I did it all for you. It's in the I'll have to fix that.
Put that back up, Brian.
That is nice, bro.
Yeah,
Hold on, I'm
that's
coming.
Oh, Johnny, where are you usually found?
Hold on, I want to test this thing real quick with Brian.
Okay.
It works. That's cool that I can do it through like 8 different screens or whatever's going on. Anyway,
I walk
Yeah.
around the conventions with that thing on all the time. That's hilarious.
I do
2012
too.
technology is very interesting to me. But yeah, I'm here on YouTube primarily every other Sunday. I generally have something to upload. I do focus on TurboGrafx and PC Engine to some degree. I mix it up here a little bit because eventually I'm going to hit that ceiling, right? Where I've talked about every game 3 times and it's like, it's going to be time to move on probably. But so, I talk about shmups a lot. I talk about early 32-bit games sometimes. PlayStation 1 is a big focus for me as well. So feel free to have my newest video is forgotten TurboGrafx games that are very rarely, if ever, brought up. And that's kind of what I like to do. The more niche and less marketable, the better for me. But yeah, so I'm on there and I'm on TikTok whenever I get really motivated to put something out there on TikTok and make a bunch of Gen Zers mad at me. So I'll do that there sometimes. But right now I'm working on a PC Engine Hidden Gems video that's been cooking in the background for a while. I'm almost done with it. It's going to come down to the wire, but I should be able to have it up Sunday morning like usual. So feel free to head over there and check it out. And if it's something that you like, feel free to subscribe and interact with the videos a little bit and have yourself a good old time.
Absolutely.
Hey
Absolutely.
Scott, if I could say one more thing.
Nope, I'm sorry, there isn't time. Yeah, go ahead.
Nope, tough.
Yeah.
It's already there. It's already there. So I am a huge collector of demo disc.
Oh yeah, that's
Are
right.
you? Yeah,
So
that's right. I didn't know that. Or maybe I just don't remember.
I've probably got 500 plus demo disc in my collection from anything that used to be a demo. I have it.
Interesting.
And the reason I have it, there's a backstory to it. I'll tell you real quick. But so my mom, when I was younger, she didn't have a lot of money. So when we went to the store, she'd get me a magazine. It'd have a demo disc in it, and I would play these demo discs to death to the point where I knew every guy was going to jump out at you, every movement anybody was going to make. I played them that much. So I'm going to start doing shows on these demo discs too.
You should.
Nostalgia
That's
for
really
the
cool.
demos.
So yep, I love these things.
Yeah, the compilation demo discs that would be in like those
Yeah.
quarterly PlayStation magazines.
I have tons of them.
I
That
lived
and the
and breathed
Xbox
those.
magazines and everything. So
Yeah, those are great.
definitely.
I'd love to see some content on those. Definitely.
I'm gonna start making them. I'm gonna start doing some shows.
Lynn says
Nice.
lame.
Ouch.
Coming for you.
Of course, you can find me here on the Game Closet where I do my silly, stupid stuff. And I'm surprised that I actually have that many people wanting to watch me do this stuff. So I appreciate all of you tuning in tonight. And I've always got something crazy coming down the pike. And I've got a couple guest stars or quick cameos coming up here pretty soon in a couple of videos. And of course, we're going to be closing out season 3 here pretty soon and having an anniversary show as we always do. But I try to do something different every year. So I haven't figured out what that different thing is going to be. Maybe it won't be different this year. Maybe it'll just be us sitting around the campfire going, yeah, Scott's stupid, and he pours cherry pie on his head.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll be
I
it.
got to get my tux cleaned in time for your anniversary show.
Yeah, I might wear my tux this time too. So, or maybe I might
Yeah.
find a nice powder blue tux. That'd be kind of
I might just put a tie over like this shirt.
There you go.
Yeah, we've done that one too. But yeah, we'll be closing out the
Clip
season
it
here
on,
pretty
right.
soon.
That's right. The clip-on tie.
I will tell you,
Good way.
I'm very much hoping. It's not so much of an announcement. I mean, it's just some people will go, "Oh, he's going to do that." Hopefully, we'll be doing the Knight Rider show, the Knight Rider video as the final show of the season. So hopefully that'll be it, and then we'll have an anniversary show, and that'll be it. But the anniversary, I don't know when the show will actually be. It usually happens after the anniversary because I believe that's June 21st or 22nd. Can't even remember when my first video was anymore. I know it was 2021. But anyway, it's coming up. I ramble. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. My guests, thank you all for popping in. Brian and Steven and Phil, thank you so much. And everyone who tuned in, thank you so much for watching us be silly tonight and talk about
Thanks for having
Korgs.
us.
And
Appreciate it.
oh, absolutely. And thank you once again to Gary for hosting Korgs again this year. And for everyone commenting tonight, thank you so much. We will all see you very, very soon. Have a good night. And let me find the right button to push here because, it's a basement show. So I don't know what the hell
Keep
I'm
it buzzing.
doing.
Keep it
So,
buzzing,
yeah.
Steven.
We'll talk to you soon.
Keep it.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please hit the like button because it helps the YouTube algorithm spread the video to more awesome people just like you. Subscribe for more here in Dr. Scott's Game Closet, and there's plenty more where this one came from, so click on a video for more video game shenanigans. We'll see you all very,